Hello everybody, Bruce here, and I'm going to be going over the Magic 8 Ball sample file that's in Canvas. Now, I'm not sure in the future when you'll be watching this or whether we still call it Magic 8 Ball, but let me go into the code here. I downloaded the HTML, okay, and there's an image that goes along with this too. It was a zip file. And I'm not going to go through the CSS right now, but I want to go through the HTML at the bottom. Actually, before I even do that, I'm going to open it up in my browser. There it is. And when I click on the Magic 8 Ball, it gives me a saying, as I see it. Yes. I'll click on it again, and it says, it is decidedly so. Again, most likely, Outlook not so good. It is certain. Concentrate and ask again. You may rely on it. Just random things when I don't know if you're familiar with the Magic 8 Ball. In fact, if I go to Google and say Magic 8 Ball, okay, there it is right here. See this Magic 8 Ball here? As a kid, I never had one, but you shake it and something magically would appear. Like, let me see if they have one. Yeah, see, something would appear. And that's what this simple example is trying to show you, okay? So let me go back to the code. So what's going on is there is a button, okay, that you can see. It's actually, we're making the graphic, this 8-ball, this JPEG file here, be a button. And there's a JavaScript on-click event that says, shake the ball. And there are no arguments being passed. It's just calling that function. Now, a couple things I want you to notice here. Let me see here. Here's a paragraph on line 69 that says, paragraph ID equals ask, say your question. And then there's another paragraph down here on line 77 with its paragraph, and it says ID tell. Now, these IDs are important, especially this one right here, because what we're going to do is we're going to write JavaScript code that when you click on the ball, right, the graphic, it's going to call the shake the ball function, and then it's going to take this paragraph here and stick some text right in between the paragraph tags. Ooh, something we've never done before. So let me first go through the code starting on line 45. And I would highly suggest that you have this downloaded so you can go through it with me. Here is a variable called response, and it's an array. And it contains all of these strings separated by commas, because that's what arrays do. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. There are 20 elements in that array. Okay? So it's called response. Now let's go up to shake the ball. Shake the ball is the thing that gets that gets called when the user clicks on the Magic 8 Ball. So the first thing we're seeing here is something that's new. It's saying set a variable ask equal to document.get element by ID ask. Okay? So what this is doing is reaching in to the DOM, the document object model, and it's looking for an element that has an ID of ask. And if you remember correctly, down here on line 77, ask right here. Sorry about that. It's saying here, I'm going to get a handle to this inside of the HTML, inside of the document. Okay. The next thing I do is I use code right here on line 40, and I take the string ... and your answer is, and I set ask, which we got above here, and I set a property that's defined in JavaScript called inner HTML, and that's going to set the stuff that's in between this paragraph, right? Once I click it, right? Watch this. Check this out. So when the page loads, it's going to say your question. Okay? Ready? There it is. See, it says say your question. As soon as I click it, it's going to change it to what you saw, and your answer is. Okay? So right here, It starts off, say your question, and then when they click on the button, we grab the handle to where ask is by using get element by ID. We then set the inner HTML of ask to this string, and your answer is as I showed you before. And next we get a handle to where the tell is, where the ID tell is, which is down here on line 77. Okay, and then what we do is we say, hey, tell inner HTML, call the what we want. I'm sorry, little funky here. What we want to do here is we want to take tells inner HTML and set it to the response, which is this array here, but we randomly want to select an element from the array, like a magic 8-ball. And here we're saying pass in the number 20 to this random function. So if you go up here on line 34, you can see that there's a random function. The number 20 goes into range because it goes positionally into that parameter. And then it returns range times math.random. And you've seen this pattern used before. Okay, and then we floor it, which will give us the closest whole number below the decimal point. So if it's 19.5, it's going to give us 19. What we then do here with response.random is we reach into the response array given that random number that's returned from the random function, and then we set the inner HTML to that particular element that we grabbed from the array. Okay? So that's that. That's how the magic 8-ball works. Again, this is the most important line here, which says, hey, here's the response array. What we want to do is generate a random index into that array because we know the length is 20. Okay? So I think it may be 21. Let me just count again with my finger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, so again, it is going to work with 20 here because remember we're flooring the number. Okay, so that's going to be 0 through 19. Okay, so again, this number here that's generated, say the number is 5. It's going to go 0, 1, 2, 3, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it's going to come back with that string, okay? Because that's what it's going to grab from response in position 5. If it were 0, it would grab it is certain. Okay, so if you have any questions, let me know. And you may want to study the CSS2 as I think you'll find it helpful.